In this video, I go over the potential 4 best builds that you can use to take down the latest 7-star Tera Raid event, which is none other than the mighty Incineroar. So the Tera Raid will be live Friday 6th September at 12 AM UTC and run for the weekend. Then it will make a return the following weekend, Friday September 13th. Isn't that an unlucky day? But yeah, that it'll return and again run for that weekend as usual. 1 per save file. It will have a dark Tera type, which is definitely going to be interesting, as I don't think we have had a dark 7-star Tera Raid event before. So those are the details. So let's take a look at what Incineroar may look like. So I think the potential moves that it may have, with it being a physical attacker, I think Aerial Ace simply to do with fighting types, bulk up to boost its stats. We have seen loads of stat boosting moves recently. Darkest Lariat is a signature move, and Flare Blitz, but I think it could also have other moves like Earthquake, maybe Thunder Punch, Snarl, maybe Throat Chop as well. So Hyper Voice Sylveon wouldn't really work, but yet in general I think these are the moves that I think that Incineroar will have come this weekend. The ability Intimidate will put you on the back foot. I expect it to have Intimidate, but it can be mitigated with the right strategy. Darkest Lariat ignores the defense stats of the Pokemon, so even if you are increasing your defense stat, you go up to +6, it won't really matter because of the way Darkest Lariat works. So yeah, I think these are the potential moves, and this is the ability that Incineroar will have. Right, so the first build that I recommend is a fighting Tera type comma or holding the item Shell Bell. Moveset of Iron Defense, Breaking Swipe, Taunt and Body Press. 252 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in defense. An Impatient Nature and Hyper Train all around with the ability Soundproof, but it can be changed. It has got a couple of other abilities depending on what moves that Incineroar knows. Now I use this exact same build to take down the 7-star Dragonite Tera Raid. Now the main strategy is, if it does have access to moves like Bulk Up or even Swords Dance, then you want to use Taunt, similar to the other Tera Raids. Then you want to use Breaking Swipe. It's going to charge a Tera Orb, but it's also going to reduce Incineroar's attack stat. And defense, which will obviously get you up to +6, and then you want to be using Body Press as your main damage dealing move. The thing that I really like about this build is that Intimidate is not going to hurt this Pokemon, as we will be using Body Press. Most recently the Body Press strategy has been extremely successful, and I definitely think this is one of the strongest builds that you can take to this Tera Raid. Now the second build is a fighting Tera type Arcaludon holding the item Shell Bell. Moveset of Iron Defense, Body Press, Focus Energy and Breaking Swipe. Now ignore my current EV spread. It should be 252 EVs in HP and 252 EVs in defense. This is a repurposed Arcaludon that I have. I just haven't got around to changing it. But yeah, I must stress 252 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in defense. An Impatient Nature and Hyper Train all around with the ability Stamina, which helps to get your defense stat at +6 quicker, to ensure that you're going to be dealing plenty of damage with the move Body Press. Focus Energy will help you out with critical hits, and Breaking Swipe not only will charge your Tera Orb but reduce Incineroar's attack stat. But just to reiterate, 252 EVs in HP and 252 EVs in defense. It's not what you see in front. I really like this Pokemon. I think this Pokemon is amazing. With the high defense stat, high HP, you're just going to be taking you're basically going to be tanking the hits, and then obviously when you get your stats up, and also with Focus Energy, you might be pumping out a lot of damage when you're getting off critical hits. But I really like Arcaludon. I think it's a fantastic Pokemon, great stats, and yeah, a solid option to take into the 7-star Incineroar Tera Raid. The third build is a fighting Tera type single strike Urshifu holding the item Black Belt, which is going to boost its fighting type moves. Moves are Bulk Up, Wicked Blow, Drain Punch and Taunt. 252 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in attack, the last 4 going into defense. Inanimate Nature and Hyper Train all around with the ability Unseen Fist. Wicked Blow is simply there just for show, really. You're not going to be using it against 7-star Incineroar. Now the main strategy is, once again, if it has access to stat boosting moves, you want to be using Taunt just to ensure that it's not going to be able to use something like Bulk Up or Sword Stance, and then you want to be using Drain Punch, charge your Tera Orb. After that, use Bulk Up and then Drain Punch to deal massive amounts of damage. Urshifu has a solid attack stat, meaning that it will heal plenty of your health when hitting with Drain Punch. I think this is a fantastic Pokemon. Again, its typing is going to be advantageous to you simply because of its dark and fighting type, and then it's just going to be taking less damage from moves like Darkest Lariat. So yeah, definitely I think this is a solid Pokemon. I used this against 7-star Dragonite, had a lot of success with it. Again, an absolutely fantastic Pokemon. The fourth and final build is a Fairy Terra type Grimmsnarl holding the item Shell Bell, moveset of Bulk Up, Spirit Break, Reflect and Taunt. 252 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in attack, and the last 4 going into defense. An Adamant Nature and Hyper Turn all around with the ability Prankster, which is key here as it will keep you on the front foot against Incineroar, because you know your status moves are basically going to have a priority. Now again, Taunt is here just in case it has a move like Bulk Up, so you want to definitely be using that. Reflect is going to be helpful simply to reduce the damage that you are taking from the move Darkest Lariat, because remember Darkest Lariat ignores your defense stat, but obviously Reflect will help mitigate that. And then obviously you want to be using Bulk Up to increase your stats, and then Spirit Break is going to be your main damage dealing move. Again, Grimmsnarl typing similar to Urshifu's will be advantageous because it's going to be taking very little damage from the move Darkest Lariat, which I expect Incineroar to spam, you know, the same way that, you know, Dragonite was spamming extreme speed, but simply set up Reflect, and you know the damage from Darkest Lariat and all the damage dealing moves that you know it's going to use is going to be reduced. I definitely think Grimmsnarl is a solid option to take into this raid. Now there are other Pokemon that I didn't mention, like Azumarill, Primarina is another Pokemon, but I think you know it might have access to the move Thunder Punch, which might be a bit of a problem, so that's why I'm not looking into that. But I think these 4 builds definitely are solid options to take into the Terra raid. Now just want to reiterate, these 4 are very speculative builds. We can never really know if they're going to work, you know, until the day when you know the Terra raid itself is dropped, and then you know we can have a look at its moves and whatnot. But I definitely do think these 4 Pokemon are solid options to try and take down 7-star Incineroar. Right guys, that's pretty much it from me. That's all I wanted to discuss today. If you enjoyed the video, if you have found it helpful, please do drop a like, and if you are new to the channel, definitely do subscribe. I will be looking at other builds that I will be sharing over the next couple of days, so if you want to keep up to date, then yeah, definitely do subscribe. I want to thank you all for watching, and hopefully I shall see you all next time.